Hey everyone! Today we are talking about the highly coveted Jouer face makeup. I've heard so many rave reviews from so many YouTubers and many others who are makeup enthusiasts like me, and I am reviewing the mattifying anti-blemish matte primer. This one has salicylic acid and also it's silicone free. We're also going to be looking at their high coverage cream concealer foundation, their liquid concealer, and also their soft focus hydrating and set powder. Remember to stay till the end. I'll be reviewing how it wears throughout the day and how it works on my combination skin. I usually have oily combination, but this winter my skin is drier because of the dry cold air, so it's kind of like a dry combination skin right now, so we'll see how that works with my skin type. Okay, to start off, I've already put moisturizer on my face, but yesterday was really cold. It's January of this year in 2022 and it was in like the negatives, so today my face feels kind of dry. Well, it is dry. I have combination skin, which means I have both dry and oily skin. I'm also very acne prone. My cheeks right here and my nose is dry, but then like everywhere else on my face is kind of oily. So I hope this concealer and foundation, since it's got hyaluronic acid in it, maybe it might help with some hydration for my dry skin. So I've already got moisturizer on and I have the Milk Hydro Grip Primer for my nose right here because it's pretty crusty. So first off, I'm going to try this Jouer Matte Primer. It's oil-free and it's got salicylic acid to help diminish the appearance of acne-prone skin and visible redness. Oh, it says here that this is also silicone-free, so a lot of people have been complaining, especially like when face primers became so popular. I think it was the Smashbox primer that was so popular. It felt kind of that silicone, greasy kind of feel to it. So this one is silicone free. Okay. It has this little nozzle right here. And oops, too much. Just gonna rub it on my fingers and pat it in. There's a slight stickiness to it. It kind of has a slight minty feel, tingling. Not too bad because I hate that tingly feeling, that minty feeling, but there is a slight tingly feeling and smell to it too. I don't know if you guys use Bengay or Icy Hot to help relax your muscles. That's what it kind of reminds me of. It's not too strong because I'm sensitive to strong smells too, so it's tolerable. Okay, now for the foundation. This is the high coverage cream foundation and with hyaluronic acid, and my shade is Porcelain. It comes with a pump. Ooh, it's very liquidy. See how it runs down? I'm just gonna dot that all over my face. I have, if you see here, I have a lot of blemishes and acne right around my chin and nose area, probably because of wearing a mask. And then I have hyperpigmentation here. And I'm not gonna color correct my dark circles. I want to see how well the coverage is with the concealer and the foundation. It feels so light, like I can barely feel it. There's a slight, very slight tacky feeling to it, but hardly noticeable. So it's a very lightweight foundation. Now let's see how well it covers. Okay, now one side I'm going to use a damp sponge. This is from Beauty Bakery. I don't know, I've heard, mixed reviews saying that sponges can provide more coverage, and then other people say sponges give you a lighter coverage because it takes away some of the excess product. I think it's just preference. Some people prefer to use a sponge because it blends nicely. But I use both sponge and foundation brush. It covers pretty well. It evens nicely. I mean, you can still kind of see my hyperpigmentation here, but I wasn't expecting it to like completely conceal, because that's what concealer is for. Foundation should just be to even out your whole face, your complexion. Okay, so this side was with the sponge. It's pretty full coverage. Okay, now on this side I'm using a foundation brush. This is an Amazon dupe for the It Cosmetic foundation brush. That's like $38, I think. I found this on Amazon for $12. It's really soft, so it doesn't leave like streaks. I'm just buffing this in. I've been using this brush lately because I just get my foundation done a lot quicker. So I don't know if you guys can notice a difference, but I think I like this side better with the beauty sponge. But would I still keep using my brush? Yeah. However, if I want to look more glammed for like a special night out or something, I think I would go with the sponge. There's no streaks. It covers pretty well. It gives, if you notice, my skin has a slight sheen. The finish is demi matte, so I like that because my face can get oily throughout the day, and this is mattifying but also gives just a slight sheen to give your face a healthy complexion. So far so good. I like it. Okay, next is their high coverage concealer. I have the shade Cream Cafe. This is what was recommended on the website for when I selected my shade of foundation. It has a doe foot applicator. You swipe it on. It's got pretty thick coverage. It reminds me a lot of the Tarte Shape Tape. Let's see how it covers. I'm gonna dot it under my eyes, because this one is also infused with hyaluronic acid. This is creaseless, soft, matte, yeah, and hyaluronic acid. Then I have some blemishes down here, some redness around my nose. Cover up my hyperpigmentation here. On this side, I'm going to do the sponge again. The color is pretty close to my foundation, which is really good. It's really hard sometimes to find concealers that matches or is very close to your foundation color. And then this side, I'm going to use my brush. Just going in circles and buffing that in. It's covering pretty well, like you can barely see it now. Really get in there and cover up your pores. I think you have to move pretty fast because either I put on too thin of a layer because it's drying up, or I didn't put enough on this side. I think when I first put on the foundation, I might have not put enough on this side because I started on this side first. So I don't know if you guys can see, but I can still see like my dark circles here. I can still see that bit of bluish tinge. Plus I get a lot of crud on the inner corner of my eyes, not to be gross, but trying to be real here. So I gotta be careful like what I put on my inner corner, because I do this a lot throughout the day. So I think I might need a little bit more coverage right here. My blemishes are pretty covered, which is amazing. And I always look like around my nose because it always gets really crusty. And if the foundation or powder is not that good, like it really emphasizes my dry, crusty nose right here, and then it also separates throughout the day. So that's something that I will be testing for to see how it wears throughout the day. So I'm just going to dot a little bit more concealer under my eyes. I don't see a difference. Maybe it's better if I use my finger. I mean, from far away, it looks okay. It's not too bad. So I'm happy with it. I didn't use my color corrector because I wanted to see how this performs without it. And without the color corrector, it's not bad. I don't want to cake up a lot under the eyes. So this is actually pretty good. I'm pretty impressed. I like how it feels. It's like really lightweight. When I do this, I can't really feel it. And when I pat my face, it feels slightly tacky, which is normal because I like medium to full coverage because of all my acne and my hyperpigmentation. And then right around my nose, there's like no emphasis on the crustiness of my nose, which is always a plus. I love that. Okay, next to set the face, I have their Soft Focus Hydrate and Set Powder. Look how gorgeous the packaging is. Definitely very luxury. It's plastic, but that's okay. I prefer it to be plastic rather than glass because I don't want to break it. It's got these pretty stamp with their logo on it. Kind of reminds me of Gucci. I'm just gonna take my powder brush and lightly pat that. This was the shade also recommended on their website. I don't like to go heavy-handed with powder, even though I do have oily skin, because I don't want my face to look powdery. Plus, I know that we have setting sprays, but I also don't want to drench my face in setting spray. If I'm in a hurry, I just pat the powder in my T-zone, but for today, I'm doing it all over my face in case I need to go out and I need to wear my mask. So it says here that this is a silky pressed powder that hydrates for comfortable wear and diffuses the look of imperfections for a flawless demi-matte finish. Okay, so when I powdered, I noticed immediately that my nose got a little crusty. That's kind of a bummer. I mean, my face is really dry today, maybe because of the really cold weather yesterday. So I'm gonna put on the rest of my makeup look and I'll be right back. Alright, and we're back with my full face of makeup. I put on my setting spray and I noticed that even though the setting spray had minimized and gotten rid of some of that powdery look, I can still kind of see it around my nose right here. I think like if you're not looking like super up close, it's not nearly as noticeable, but it's just something that, you know, I notice and I look for. I can see in certain dry spots, like my chin is kind of dry, and then right around here kind of emphasizes the dryness of my skin. And I'm not sure if that's just something that creams do. I haven't had really good experience with cream foundations and cream products in general because of that. Like, just even if it's like hydrating and creamy, it just, I don't know, my skin doesn't like it. It just makes my crevices, like my wrinkles and dryness, it just emphasizes it more. So overall though, I liked it before I put on the powder, the setting powder. Maybe I'll play around some more and not put on powder and see what it looks like. But overall though, just looking at this from afar, it looks pretty good. And unless you look super close, you won't really notice the dry spots, the crevices that I was talking about here on my nose. And even like with my blemishes, like I have a scab right here where my blemish is healing. That's something that makeup will not like magically erase. That's the reality of it. Like, as good as makeup is, it can't, you know, completely make things disappear and completely conceal. I like it. I'm overall satisfied with it. I'm gonna put it on for a good 6, 7, 8 hours, and then I'll check back in with you guys and see how it looks. Okay, here's a scary close-up look, you guys. Right here on my nose, you see that? All the dry crevices. I don't like that. But from far away, it's not really noticeable. If you got dry skin, creams will do that. See, this part is dry, and my blemishes, my dry skin. That's normal, but this is what cream does to my skin. We'll check again in another few hours. Alright, we are at the 8-hour mark. I had my foundation on around 4 p.m. and it is now right around midnight, so it's about 8 hours. And you can see that my face is a bit shinier. I didn't touch it up or pat it or anything, and this is to be expected because it's a hydrating foundation and that typically does that to my skin. So like even with the mattifying primer and the setting powder, my skin does look, well, not oily, but it does have, you know, a sheen. So I think without the mattifying primer it would have been way shinier. And if I look up close, the oil throughout the day kind of made the powder around my nose less obvious, but again, like you can see how shiny my face is. So overall though, it does cover pretty well. It's lightweight, but because it's cream kind of emphasizes like some of the dry cracks and patches around my face, but by far this is like the first cream that I've tried that looks the best without overemphasizing my the crustiness around my nose and the dry cracks and patches around my chin and also like around my pores. Full coverage foundations can also like make my fine lines appear more prominent, which this one doesn't, because like when I do this I can see like I have very fine lines here, but if I put on a thick heavy foundation or concealer, it definitely makes the fine lines appear more prominent. So this one didn't, so that's also good. Overall though, I like it. I'm quite impressed. I want to again try this without the powder and see what it looks like. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.